Alright, so our first brush of the day is it's my Ray Ray and BH Cosmetics number 5 brush. This is a huge, large, fluffy brush that more than likely you can use for the face as well, like to highlight your cheekbones or something like that. But we're just going to use it as a fluffy eye brush, and it's the number 5. Again, these brushes do not have what they're used for written on the brushes, but it is on the box in case you would like to order this set online from BH Cosmetics. Number 6, this is fluffy as well, but much smaller. The bristles are not as long, and we can use this to sweep around color and diffuse colors as well. Number 8 brush, a stiff one, short stiff one. So this is going to be to place down colors on our lid. Number 8. Pencil brush is what we would call this, or at least I would. The number 7 brush is very small, short bristles, really stiff to place down color where you really want it to be concentrated and stay put. So this is good for getting eyeshadow right there in the inner corners of the eye. Sometimes I use this for the very outer corner if I want to concentrate a dark color like a dark black, a dark brown, or maybe even a dark purple. Number 9 brush, I'm pretty sure this is a lip brush, but it's got some very stiff yet bendable bristles, and I like using brushes like this for applying lip colors as well as applying glitters. So I can usually use it because it's stiff and flat to just pat something on the eye. So that's what we'll be using this for today. It's my Ray Ray brush, is this one here. It's a Wet n Wild's brush. I'm not sure if this brush had the task written on it or not, but it's just another fluffy brush because we need to be able to sweep around a couple different colors in the crease, and I thought it'd be nice to have some different size blending brushes for the crease today. Here is our palette of the day. It's my Ray Ray BH Cosmetics eyeshadow and highlighter and contouring palette. We're just of course going to be using the eyeshadows today. It's got plenty of matte shades in this palette, very affordable. BH Cosmetics is one of those brands that is online, and they have everything from foundations and powders to your eyeshadows, your primers, your brushes. So you can pretty much go there and get everything you need for a full face, and that's what I started out using. So if you can work with these very affordable products, then you can probably, you know, work well with the more expensive and higher end products later on, once you've perfected your skills a little bit more too. To add to the fun today, we're going to be using a pigment from Cutie Pop Glitzy Glitters, and of course our glitter. This is the glitter. You can see picking up some pink, orange, a little purple in the sparkles there, and this is the pigment, which is just like if you think about any type of shimmery eyeshadow crushed up, you know, to where you can really see all of the sparkles. Here is our look that we're going for. Really pretty pink and purpley sparkly eye. Very fun, yeah. So we're getting started with a heavily concealed brow here. I went ahead and sculpted my brows, and I cleaned up with concealer underneath the brow and also in my crease area today. So you can see here that it's starting to crease just a little bit, which again in the folds it's starting to collect and then push some products out. So I'm just going to use my Real Techniques deluxe crease brush and blend that out again, because the powdery eyeshadow will help this to set into place to where it doesn't do that as much when we are wearing our eyeshadow, right? So that kind of blends down over the eyelid there. If you're not a person to do your brows just yet, you can always take a bit of concealer, something like the Heart Candy Glamouflage concealer, or even your LA Girl Pro concealers. They are very affordable, and I usually get something that's lighter than my skin tone by a couple shades, not too many, but just a couple of shades, so that way it gives me some brightness. So I'm just tapping as to not disturb the product too much, but to blend it out. Okay, we are going to take just a tiny bit of this primer by Milani. Y'all know I love this one. And we're going to concentrate this mostly for underneath the eye here, just a very tiny amount. I'm just going to tap it on the lid and blend it on down. Okay. We're going to start with Nudist here, which is a very light, I guess it's like a cream cafe type color. And I'm using this fluffy brush to just pat it on underneath the brow. And that's going to help set that concealer, all that concealer that's up there. And then you can use your windshield wiper, your sweeper, your swiper, no swiping motions like so, back and forth, to just blend it out a little bit. Okay. Take this same brush and go into the shade next to it, Pancake, which is really like a pancake brown shade. And I'm going to keep that one lower, right? Right where my eyeball's going into the socket. So go into the palette, tap it on, and then blend it. This is a crease brush or something to that effect, but we don't have to worry about the names if we can look at the brush and tell what it will do. So if we look at it, we see those long bristles and they move, we know we can use this to sweep around colors in our crease, right? So we're going to go in with Control Freak right here. Control Freak. And we're going to keep that right in the crease. Right in the crease. Okay. And so we went from a very light nude, pancake brown, and this is more of a clay type of color, getting closer to that orange color that I like to use. And so next we're going to go into Spice, and it's going to give us that orange that I like. We're going to make sure that we tap it on so that we can really see it. Tapping it on and then blend that out. And we can always go in with the previous brush and go around the perimeters to make sure it doesn't look harsh or anything. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's go into our purpley colors. We're going to take a new brush. We're building up these brushes. We're going to use the number 6. It's my Ray Ray brush. And we're going to go into Friday. Everybody loves a Friday. We're going to keep this really tight on the outer corner and then sweep it in just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? So that means we're concentrating the color here and then bringing it in. Okay? And then we're going to go into Connie, that matte purple. All these are matte. On the same brush, we're going to pat in the outer corner and sweep it in just a little bit. Okay. And we can take whatever is left on that brush and go underneath here. take whatever spice and control freak that's left on here and sweep it all the way in. Run it through that wipe to dampen it a little bit. Any type of shimmery gold, rose gold, pink, and you can even use the shade Allison in this palette if you have it, because you'll see it's not so pinky. Once you apply it, it looks more golden. Anyway, the glitter is what actually helps it look pink. So if you want, I'll show you all how Allison looks so you can see. Take a little bit of Allison, and they look very similar. So either of those will do. I just wanted to use my little pigment. It's so beautiful. Okay, it just has a touch more pink in the pigment, so that's why I like that one. We're gonna go into Tiffany, so we're just gonna flip that brush over, go into Tiffany, and just go right here where those shades begin to meet, which will help us to blend those together. And I'm just patting with my shimmery shades, just kind of like patting. We can go in with our number 6 and blend a little bit more of that purple, and then go in with our Wet n Wild brush and blend it out some more. All right, so looking good. So this would actually be really pretty like this if you look at it, right? NYX glitter primer. I'm just going to put a little on here, like a tiny little pea-sized amount, because remember, we're only putting this on the lid. And I'm just going to apply that. Maybe that's a little too much, so I'm taking some off. Now, one trick to that you can do, because especially if you know you want to do eyeliner with this look, and I'm just keeping this where the lid color would be. Okay, but one trick you can do is go ahead and do your eyeliner before your glitter. Sometimes it can be tough to put liner on after you've done your glitter. You can also be really careful and just make sure not to put glitter so far down close to the lashes, because you're gonna have, you know, to leave some space for your liner. So I'm going in with that same brush that I applied the primer. I put in some glitter onto the brush, and I'm just going to pat it on. That's going to help keep so much from falling onto my face, and it's also going to help the glitter to stay where we put it on the eye. And the only place I'm really going to drag my brush at all is just right along the perimeter, almost like when we did the half cut crease, just to keep the glitter in place and keep me from going past the line. So I'm kind of like trying to color in the lines here. Okay, so remember that patting motion. That's going to make sure our glitter stays, it looks really pigmented and concentrated on the eyeball lid. Okay, and just overlap here just to make sure that we keep it looking smoky, you know. And then Tiffany to help overlap them, and then blend around the perimeter. Okay, just gonna tap with my glitter brush. I think it looks pretty good. All right, now to continue with the smoky nighttime type of look we have going on here. We're going to put black liner into the waterline. This is a Stila pencil that I have, but any type of creamy, you know, pencil that you have, you would, you know, use that. Rimmel makes a really good one that you can get from like Walgreens, so I would go with that if I were you. This one was just on sale. All right, so we're gonna go on the waterline with that. So I'm going into Friday to blend that out more. Yeah. So this is what I call housekeeping blending, where you kind of look between the eyes, two eyes, and try to see, you know, make sure they look pretty even as far as the glitter concentration goes and all of that. So I'm cleaning up underneath the eye. So for that touch of sparkle, I used Allison, which I told you could technically be on your lid as well. And I'm just going to add that with the pencil brush, which is the number 7. Sweep a little bit underneath. Okay, and blend that out. And it just helps to open up the eye. I'm also going to put it here underneath the brow bone. That's totally optional, but I like that pop of shimmer that it gives us, and blend that out. This is the Urban Decay Troublemaker. It's a sample. If you're like me and you're terrible at liner, especially liquid liner, then you can skip it altogether and it's not gonna look terrible at all. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of liner off camera using the Wet n Wild waterproof. The difference with the lash, I do have a lash tutorial from last year, I believe. I will try and link it in the description box or something like that, so that way if you want to practice, notice I said practice applying your lashes, your false lashes, then you can do that. So I hope you all enjoyed this look. I know I did. I love glitter. I was thinking for the next look that we can use some matte shades on the lid. Show you all how to do maybe like a neutral matte glam, maybe just a hint of highlight under the brow in the inner corner. Let me know what y'all think about that. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, sugars.